is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into different band, different artists, and we listen to all their records. We rank them from worst to best. We get into our biggest banger, biggest stinker from each of them as well, and we try to have a good time doing it. This week we are in Pop Disaster season, where we're doing all the bands from the Pop Disaster tour from 2001, right? 2001?
Yeah.
2002. It was 2002. Yeah, 2002. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Doing Saves the Day this week. They have 9 records. So like I said, yeah, we listened to all 9 of them, and we're going to give our rankings, and we're going to try to have a good time doing it. So here we go. What is the worst Saves the Day record? Go.
I'm not a huge fan of these guys. I like two albums a lot, but other than that, like I don't. It's like us doing this doesn't mean like a whole lot. I don't have any nostalgia for most of these. So like my least favorite is just Daybreak, the third part of their so-called trilogy, with this being like the acceptance part of the concept. But I saw them on tour for 2 of their albums too, and this was the second album that I saw them on tour for, and they played with Bayside and I Am the Avalanche. I didn't even stay for the whole set. Didn't even stay. I left. We left.
I've heard that about this band.
You've had to have noticed, dude. You had to have noticed that even though he was nasally on Through Being Cool and Stay What You Are, by this time, man, he was on a different level of nasally. Like he was so fucking terrible, and live was just absolutely awful. And I couldn't do it. And like Renee didn't care. I think Angel went with us, and like nobody else cared, so we all left. But yeah, this album's kind of boring. He sounds a lot like Billy Corgan too on this record. Just doesn't have that kind of like little like rasp, like guttural rasp in him. But he definitely sounds like Billy Corgan. Anyway, Chameleon, that was my favorite song, I guess. Kind of like fun song, a little jazzy drum beat, like acoustic guitar, squirrely bass. Like it was just fun. It was fun and it was fine. My least favorite song was Z. This is like pop punk dubstep. Not done well. Not done well. So yeah, Daybreak. I just don't. I don't think any of the records were like, fuck, that was terrible. But like this was just like, meh.
All right, it's your number 9. And also the reason why we're doing Saves the Day is because somebody listens to the podcast, not Skip, somebody else. We don't even know. We've never even met him. He just reached out to us a while back, maybe a few weeks ago, saying, "Oh, can you please do Saves the Day?" Likes the band a lot, and that's what.
I feel like he said this. This is like the second time someone has asked him to Save the Day. So someone else wanted us to do Save the Day.
Yeah, it was somebody else.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why we're doing it this week, and then we just decided, why don't we just make it a season, Pop Disaster season, because Saves the Day we're on the Pop Disaster tour for a part of the tour, I should say. So yeah, that's why we're doing it. But anyway, my number 9 is Under the Boards. So this is the second album of the trilogy. Yeah, the trilogy, and yeah, I think this one was it was kind of boring. There was a lot of emo stuff on here. It lacked a lot of energy, especially from the first album of the trilogy. It was a little bit boring. Damn, I was looking at the wrong notes too for something else.
Good. I mean, it's gonna probably sound the same anyway.
No, I was looking at my Michael Jackson notes, because we were going to do Michael Jackson a few weeks ago.
Dang, so you call Michael Jackson boring? Wow.
Well, no, I was reading something else. I was like, why did I put that this album came out in 1972? Because it didn't come out in 1972. But anyway, who cares? This is just like I said, a bit slower, a bit more emo, and just I thought it was just kind of boring. Nothing, like you said, I agree with what you said in that nothing they've done is bad. Like it's all just okay, good. Some of it's pretty cool, but nothing's perfect. Nothing's bad. So I honestly enjoyed my listen through today, because I listened to all these records today, actually.
Kind of close, dude.
Well, I listened to the first 2 records last week, and then I was at your house for 4 days, and then I've just been busy with work. And then now, so I just didn't have time. So I ended up re-listening to the first 2.
You had time to listen to the Tom DeLonge podcast, so that's fine.
On the way home, yeah. I'm not going to listen to Saves the Day when I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I want to enjoy myself.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I just this record, it's fine. There's nothing really bad about it, but it's boring. And Banger, Get Fucked Up, solid power pop song, killer bass line. Stinker is Stay, acoustic. It's just acoustic and very, very whiny. But that's Chris Conley. So what are you gonna do? So what do you got for number 8?
Number 8, Under the Board, 6th record. Like you said, second part of the trilogy. It's supposed to represent remorse and self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate to like harp on his vocals so much, but like they're so fucking bad, dude. And like I don't even mind whiny, nasally vocals, but he made like a deliberate attempt to get more and more whiny and more nasally without backing it up with like strong, like Chris Carrabba hooks or any kind of. There's nothing endearing about him this nasally, and it's just I find this boring. I find him boring. I find his vocals boring. But like musically, it's still cool. This is like there's a lot of mid-tier like pop punk songs here, and like that's what this record almost is entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And like I get this is supposed to be like the darkest kind of sound in their trilogy of records, but it's dark, but not like in a very emotional way. Besides when he tells us like he's being dark and emotional, it's like, oh, okay, since you told me that, now I guess I understand. So it's very like whatever. Bye Bye Baby, that was my favorite, just because I like the way Bye Bye Baby. I like the way he says that. It's kind of fun. But it's definitely more of like a hot heat kind of pop sound. Like it's danceable and more indie than punk, but super solid and fun. Stay, that's my least favorite song. Dude, Stay's not a very good song.
Yeah, it's not good.
And like that's I think like that's the perfect like example of why like Dashboard is so successful versus like why Saves the Day. I mean, Saves the Day is fairly successful too. But like why Dashboard made a career out of this exact type of thing. Like Chris Carrabba is endearing, and when Chris Carrabba like wails and whines and cries, like you feel it too because he's a good songwriter and he can like at least make you feel what he's going through. Chris can't do that.
Chris Conley can't do that.
Chris Conley can't do that. Conley can't do that. Carrabba can do that. CNC.
Yeah.
CC squared.
All right, so that's your number 8. Number
8.
8, yes.
The Ocho.
My number 8 is 9. Their last record that they put out, 9th record, 2018. That's when it came out. This is a very pop punk record, but with a lot of kind of theater kid stylings to it. Very much in the vein of like later Green Day and especially My Chemical Romance. Hear a ton of My Chemical Romance on this one. I wouldn't say it's bad. It's just it has those elements. It's just not done as over the top as let's say My Chemical Romance. But in the end it's kind of goofy, but I enjoyed it for the most part. The last song on here is 29 minutes long.
Yeah.
It's wild. So they have these random songs throughout their career where they're like over 20 minutes long, and it's just like these they're broken into parts. It's very much like this kind of prog thing that they're trying to do. And it's fine. The songs themselves are cool, but just separate them into different songs. Like they don't bleed into each other really at all. So I don't know. I whatever. So Banger on 9 is Saves the Day. The song Saves the Day, the opener. Great pop punk, very Green Day, late 90s pop skate punk kind of feel to it. I do like this. I playlisted this one on my best of Saves the Day, not on my main playlist, but on the best of Saves the Day. Stinker, Rendezvous, mid-tempo song, very theater kid, cheesy melodies. I don't care. But also this kind of genre of music is not my thing really. I don't like a lot of pop punk. Like especially like this like really cheesy kind of pop punk, Newfound Glory kind of stuff.
This is we're not even in their pop punk phase yet. This is like indie pop punk. We're not even like emo pop punk. We're not even pop punk. We're not even like hardcore punk, pop punk. Like this is just like indie shit.
But you're a lot more forgiving than I am.
I don't like any of this shit. This is fucking indie stuff and it's fucking dumb and I don't like it.
Okay. We're probably really disappointing the guy who asked us to
no,
do this
because
band.
like my top 3 are fucking amazing. I love these records. But
and then all those assholes who think, we're just being jerks for no reason, and a bunch of assholes.
They're too mean to these
We're
people.
insufferable. We're insufferable.
I don't like assholes because they're so mean to people.
Fucking bunch of whiners. Shut the fuck up. It's just music. Get over yourselves. Okay, so what's your number 7?
9. Their 9th record.
There you go.
9. I think you like all the 9s. Blink's 9. This 9. But
Bleeding Through's 9.
Bleeding Through's 9. Some of these songs were a little darker and slower than they usually do, so that was kind of cool. I think this is a cool addition to their cogs. But ultimately, I just did that right now. It's kind of cool. I was going to say discography, but then it said cogs.
Yeah, it wasn't that cool.
That makes me cool. It's a cool addition to their cogs. I'm going to say that from now on for all eternity, cogs.
That's really, you're probably going to forget after this, but okay.
He's insufferable. Just making up words and he's insufferable. Is that rude to like
why? This fucking guy left a 1-star review on Apple Podcasts calling us insufferable.
I'm saying, like, is it rude to, like, when you make fun of somebody for being an asshole, you put a lisp on them or you put like a weird accent on them?
No, because that might be how they talk. So we're just making fun of them.
That's true. It's possible that's how they talk. Like I said, this is a cool addition. This is a cool addition to their cogs, but ultimately, I don't care for this kind of indie pop punk shit. It's just not. This specific thing is just not my thing.
Zero fun for you.
I don't like it. But I am glad that he's not super nasally. Like, did you notice this one specifically? He was not fucking. He was like nasally at all.
He was more theater kid. Yeah, less nasally, more theater kid.
So I don't know fucking why he did that for so long. It's just he got worse and worse and worse. But anyway, 1997. That was my favorite song. There's all like numbers. All the fucking songs. 29 is the worst. Yeah, it's over 20 minutes. Like, fuck off. But I do. It is kind of cool that they actually do play for the 20 minutes. There's no dead air. There's no, like juke out. Like it's 20 minutes of fucking pretty boring music. So I guess that's something. I don't know.
All right. So my number 7 is the album of the week, Stay What You Are.
That's crazy.
It really is.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
Kidding. I'm not kidding.
You're an idiot.
I'm not
You're
kidding. It really
idiot.
is my number 7.
You're an idiot.
I did not enjoy it.
What?
I'll just say this. I didn't really enjoy this record all that much.
Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I didn't really like this album of the week. Stay
You're
What You Are. I
fucking
didn't.
Dumb, bro. So you think In Revere is better? You think Daybreak is better? You're stupid.
You can name all those records.
Stupid. You think Sound the Alarm is better? I don't know what your rankings are then, because they're fucking dumb. They're fucking dumb.
That's fine. Also,
that's crazy.
This is coming from a guy who's never listened to Saves the Day. I don't really care for this type of music. I did enjoy a lot of it. I mean, it was fun. A lot of this listen through was fun, but it's just not my thing. It's not my thing at all. And I get it. You have nostalgia. People have nostalgia with this record.
But like, that's fine if it's not your thing. But like, you understand that like 9 is not as good of a record as Stay What You Are. So like, I would love to hear your reasoning as to why you think fucking Daybreak and Sound the Alarm are better than Stay What You Are. Here's where like the people that come in and think like we're fucking stupid. Yes, it's because when one of us says something as like this. I'd never say this kind of shit, but like, that's just crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So what do you got for number 6?
I don't even know where the fuck we are here. In Revere.
Reverie.
I don't even care. This is when I stopped listening to Saves the Day, because when this first came out, like, I was disappointed because any remnants of like the punk in their pop punk was just gone. And like now it's just Chris focused indie rock. And that's what this record is. Like, also the idea to put up like a bunch of other instruments in here was just too much and like way too fucking indie. And like, this is 2003, so like I'm either just straight up like pop punk or hip hop, and I don't have time for this shit. But I do like this more now. I think the melodies are strong on this. I think the arrangements all flow together nicely, kind of like in a Jack's Mannequin type of way. But I mean, I don't really like Jack's Mannequin because the piano thing just. Well. But ultimately, like, the weakness here is. Like, A, if you don't care for pop punk or Saves the Day, you'll hate this shit. And like, B, there's not a lot of variety in this record. All the fucking songs sound identical. They all sound the same.
I mean, you could say that with like really any pop punk record.
Hold on there, dude. Except for fucking Stay What You Are, because
okay, we'll see.
There's like,
we'll see. Okay, we'll see.
No, that's
you're fucking crazy. If you think there's a lot of.
There are 2 songs on that sound nothing. There's one song on there like every fucking person who ever listened to pop punk knows. And there's one song that is like so fucking catchy, but it might be bad, but you're a balladman, so you're probably going to pretend not to like it because it's pop punk, even though you're a fucking balladman now. And it might be the greatest pop punk ballad that's ever been written, but we'll pretend that's okay. We'll get there when we get there. Best song, Morning in the Moonlight, catchy, upbeat jam, squirreliest of bass parts. Tomorrow Too Late's the worst. Just over the top. It's just... I don't even know. I can't even fucking think right now. You're pissing me off. So mad. You're just so stupid.
Okay,
That's
it's
so
fine.
dumb.
It's not dumb.
Fine. It is dumb. You're saying all the things that are supposed to be the opposite of what you're saying. It is not fine.
Okay.
It is dumb.
So my number 6 is In Reverie, fourth record, '03. I'm look at that. We're the same. We're the same now.
No, we're not the same.
So this is their major label debut. They got picked up by DreamWorks at this time. They put out their record. The guys at DreamWorks loved the record. A couple months, or maybe a month after the album came out, DreamWorks went out of business. Interscope picked up that label, and then they ended up Interscope said, no, this record fucking sucks, and they dropped the band. And they said, you need to get back in the studio and make another. You should get back in the studio and make another record because this one sucked. And it was a huge blow to Chris Conley. And I don't know. Just this is certainly a change in style from their previous records. Not really in a, I wouldn't say a completely bad way. It's certainly not their best record, but they at least tried something different, and they did a pretty decent job at it. I mean, prior to this record, Chris Conley got into the Beatles. He never really got into the Beatles until before this record, and he learned how to sing properly. He learned how to harmonize and write different kinds of melodies, and you hear it so much fucking crazy harmonizing all over this record. It's all over this record. And there's some really cool parts. I don't think it's like an amazing record, but it was a fun listen through. And I don't think it's as bad as everybody says it is. Like, fans are just like, rip this fucking album apart. It's like, dude, they were trying to do something different, and they did it well.
Doesn't make it good. Doesn't make it good, right? Doesn't make it good.
Did it well. I
agree. Just because you do something different doesn't make it good.
I agree.
Doesn't make it listenable. Doesn't make it tolerable.
I agree, but it's still decent. It's still decent.
All these records are decent. Everything here
exactly.
Is better. Every single one of these records is better than a Stained record. Every single one of these records is better than every Kiss record, and honestly, except for one.
And honestly, I like their more indie-driven music better than their pop-punk stuff. I really do. I think they did it better. I don't care. I'm not even an indie guy.
I'm not even an indie guy. Boring ass fucking indie music.
Get the fuck out of here. Banger is What Went Wrong. Slower kind of indie jam. Great harms though. Very Weezer sounding. Good stuff. Stinker is Wednesday the 3rd, Wednesday 13. There we go. It's not really a bad song, just slower jam, a ton of synth. Melodies are a little bit cheesy, but you know.
Is that why you hate it? Because it could have just been Wednesday the 13th?
Wednesday the 13th, yeah.
If it really was Wednesday the 13th, would you have put that as your banger just as to like be a spiteful bitch?
It would have been their best song, hands down.
I get it.
All right, so what do you got for number 5?
Sound the Alarm, their 5th record. Pretty heavy for a Saves the Day record. They got Steve Evans back to produce and are back on Vagrant now, so we get this sort of like return to form kind of thing. But again, man, Chris's vocals, and this is like where it first starts to really, really take hold, because in Reverie, it's more indie, and so like his nasally thing like makes sense. So here it's just like this is probably like one of my worst or like my most hated vocal performances by him. I can't fucking stand his voice on this record. After this, it kind of matches like the album or like the instrumental parts, but on this it's fucking too annoying. But there's so many songs here that could have been playlistable if Chris like wasn't so over the top. There's a lot of shit here that are so fucking catchy, that are so good, but damn, he ruined it. But it still deserves to be high here because they are really good songs. He's just fucking an obnoxious prick. I don't know if he's a prick or not. Well, I do kind of know he was a prick at some point, but whatever. Dying Day, that was my favorite song. I thought it was super fucking catchy. Didn't playlist it though because he's annoying. Say You'll Never Leave. This song's really great. It's heavy, has a great riff, it's fast. But damn, dude, Chris is unlistenable on this song. Can't even do it. But this could have been like one of their best songs. All right.
Is that all you got for that one?
That's all I got, kid.
Number 5 for me is Daybreak, 7th record from 2011.
How the fuck you explain to me how you fucking think this is better than Stay Where You Are?
A third part of the trilogy. The theme of this album is acceptance, whatever. It's slower, but it also has some very, very heavy moments at times. I hear a shit ton of Weezer. I hear a lot of Coheed and Cambria on this record as well, and the vocal, a lot of the guitar as well. I hear both bands in that. This is the whole album features new band members outside of Chris Conley, and I believe the drummer on this record only played on this record as well. Dude, and there's some cool moments on here too.
Anybody in this band except for Chris.
Oh my god, dude! I'm just trying to change it up a bit.
I'm just trying to say things because like A, there's not a lot to say about this band, and B,
there
you
isn't. There
fucking
isn't.
say stupid shit already.
I still think this is an entertaining record. It was fun. I had no real issue with this record, except for the song Oh. That song sucked. It was a slower kind of jam, acoustic with the full band. Not my thing. I think that shit's super cheesy as fuck. Banger, Daybreak, the opener. It's 10 minutes long. I get it. It's the prog song on the record. But it kind of goes places, and there's no like dead air like you mentioned earlier. Like they play through the whole fucking song. There's some cool like a lot of Weezer on this particular song, but there's like there's a part of the song like a good 2 minutes where they kind of break it down, slow it down, a lot of acoustic guitar, but some cool guitar leads as well. I thought it was a cool song. Honestly, I thought it was a cool song. But and it's a good indie pop record. It's a good indie pop record, and I think they do that better than pop punk. I really do. I think they do it better than pop punk. So, and I'm also not a fan of pop punk really that much, except Blink's one of my favorite bands. But anyway, and Green Day too. So that's what I got. Number 5 is Daybreak. What do you got for number 4?
So all you like is pop punk. Okay, number 4 Saves the Day. Their 8th record, self-titled. Usually, like when bands are doing like a self-titled thing, it kind of indicates that they're going like back to basics, going return to form of what everybody wants them to sound like, and they really do that on this record. It's fun, it's bouncy, also has some complex songs, you know, for a band of this stature. Like they've gone through so many changes up until now. Like I mean, but like if we're talking about lineups and stuff, like this lineup did a good job. I think this is they only did 2 albums from this lineup, but like who gives a fuck because they've had so many people come in and out of this band, and they do like one record at one point, they'll do like 2 at another point, and then Chris writes all these songs anyway. So no gives a fuck anyway. This is fine. It's a fine record. My favorite song was the In Between. I think that was a great song. But like, dude, first of all, he sounds like a shittier Claudio from Coheed. And he just sounds like a girl. Like you just sound stupid, dude. Like you sound dumb. I don't like how you are singing this song. And you just sound stupid. You sound ugh. This is why I hate Wednesdays because he sings like that. It's fucking dumb.
Who's Wednesday 13?
Wednesday Addams. I mean, fucking. There's only 2 Wednesdays that anybody knows in the fucking course of the planet.
Okay, settle down.
Hey,
settle down.
And that's why you can't hear Wednesday when he's talking like live because he can't like.
Oh, the show that you went to.
Yeah, because he can't like talk loudly while doing that stupid fucking childish voice. But you know that's cool. That's his shtick. Like Saves the Day doesn't have a shtick, and he still sounds like this, like an asshole. The In Between's a good song, man. But then and it goes like, dun, 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 and he goes. That's what he fucking sounds like.
It's crazy that you've had a bigger issue with his vocals than I did.
I hate his vocals.
I didn't have that big of an issue with his vocals. Dude,
I left like, halfway through their set when I saw him live.
Like,
gone.
Seeing them live is different, but I'm talking about on the records. I didn't have that much of an issue with his vocals. I mean, they're not ideal or my favorite, but
it's because you like stupid fucking shtick vocalists. Like your favorite vocalist is Wednesday 13, who's a stupid shtick vocalist.
He's not.
Like that's what you like.
He's not. Not.
I don't make the rules, dude.
Well, it's true. I do. Sometimes. So my number 4. Are you good with this? Are you good?
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying sometimes.
And then now, whenever you say that, Skip's gonna be like, "Well, actually, on this episode, you said you do sometimes."
Yeah. On this episode, on this timestamp, this is what you said. But he won't be a. But and never mind. I'm not. Fuck it. I'm not a
cheeky fucking biscuit.
Cheeky fucking biscuit. So my number 4 Saves the Day as well, self-titled, 8th record, 2013. Yeah, I agree with you. This is them throwing back to more of the pop punk days, but honestly, I feel like they did a lot of it better. They really did. There are better melodies on here, better playing, like musically, there's better playing. Some songs are like there are 2 absolute fucking bangers on this album that are these 2 songs are exponentially better than the album of the week. No, that is not. In Between and Stand in the Stars.
Dude, the Stand in the Stars, first of all, is not a
Stand in the Stars is so good.
It's not. This is like your 555 deal. You're obsessed with something that's just like
so good.
Like really? You like
it has this like old Western like country feel to it.
They do the album of the week
with an incredible fucking chorus on that song. It's so fucking good. The other banger, you know, the in between, great fucking melody.
When he sings like an asshole.
The verses though, that the melody in the verses, that kind of like that scale that he does when he's singing that melody in the verse is fucking incredible. It's so fucking good. But yeah, I agree with you. There's a shit ton of Coheed on this one, especially vocally, a ton of Coheed on it. But I thought it was fun. I was pleasantly surprised when this album came on, and I enjoyed this record a lot. I really, really did. Except for the song Supernova, because that's my stinker. It's an acoustic ballad.
That was my stinker too.
Yeah, that one sucks. But also, like a background on this record too, they self-financed it, but they did it through Pledge Music, so they had fans. You know, well, fans essentially funded the record. I'm sorry, it's not
love when people say it's self-financed, right? Because it's not self-financed.
It's not self-finance funded. It was done by the fans. So they did a Pledge Music, and they got all the money. They recorded this, and they put out a great fucking record. It was fucking good. I enjoyed this record.
It's better than half of their records for sure.
I enjoyed this one. I really did enjoy this one. So,
but it's not better than the album of the week. That's just stupid.
It is certainly better than the album.
And the fact that you probably going to think like Through Being Cool is like probably two, maybe three, and then think that like Stay What You Are is so low. Like they're the same fucking record. Like that's just silly.
No, one is a lot better silly. Than the other. Like I said, you got the nostalgia going on, man. I got fresh ears. With this stuff.
You have fucking stupid ears is what you have.
Here we go. All right, so what do you got for number 3?
Can't Slow Down. Can't Stand You. Their first record, 98. This is their hardcore record. Coming from like the East Coast hardcore scene. Like this is cool to hear because it's transitioning to the more pop punk, like emo side of it, rather than like that specific Taking Back Sunday brand new side of the scene. And this is cool because like this is before like that whole scene, and we did that scene too. We did what we did before that, the Movie Life. We did the Movie Life,
yeah, brand
new, and then Taking Back Sunday, and like this is before it all. And like I know Vinny likes this record, and he likes Saves the Day, and I don't remember if Adam or Jesse likes, but I'm sure they listen to fucking Saves the Day and this record, sure. And we're like, oh fuck yeah, that's really cool, and like this all stems from like that East Coast hardcore scene, and it's cool, and like this is a different twist on it, and this record is actually pretty damn good, and it's just they're making their own, you know, they're doing their own little thing, and pretty unique because it's Chris, and he still sounds nasally on this one, but it's in a very hardcore sense, and it matches the aesthetic of the record, and I like that. But Handsome Boy, that's my banger. First of all, title's fucking cool. I love that title, Handsome Boy.
Yeah.
It's a minute of perfection. Like it fucking really, really reminds me of the Movie Life, and like that's why I absolutely love it. I guess the Movie Life reminds me of this song, but dude, that song is such a fucking banger. And like I would get this in the vinyls. I would get my top 3 in the vinyls. I have my top 1 in the vinyl, but I would get my top 3 in the vinyls. So I guess like my only like complaint about this, 3 Miles Down is my stinker. It's the kind of acoustic song, but it's the most nasally of Chris singing. But like we just get more into that later on in the next 2 records, which, yeah, I'll get there in a minute. So go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. My number 3 is what is this? What? Through Being Cool, second record from '99. What? What are you shaking your head for? What
first of all, you're a predictable little fucking duck. Okay, like just the same fucking. Can't Slow Down is gonna be my number 1. You're fucking putting number 2 real quick. So go ahead, fucking do that. But like, dude, come on, bro. Come on.
It's a good record. It's a good record. I enjoyed this.
Hell. Yeah, Through Being Cool for sure is top 3, but it should be top 2.
Well, it's not. It's number 3. So yeah, these guys were young. They were all attending NYU at the time. They recorded this record in 11 days, super fucking quick. The Brian Newman, the drummer, had like a fucking mental breakdown because it was just, the whole process was too intense. That 11 days was too intense. But I mean, this is just, it's good. It's good, solid pop punk. It has that, the edge of hardcore from the first record. Like it's a good combination it's a good transition record. Let's just say it's a good transition record between the 2 albums, the first and third record, which because of the album of the week, the third record is just straight up fucking pop punk. And that's it. That's all. Like there's no depth to it at all.
Okay, we'll see there, dude. Hold on there, dude.
True, dude. But Through Being Cool, this is just a good, solid output from the band. I really enjoyed it. I'd probably get this on vinyl. Honestly, I might get my top 4 on vinyl. If they were cheap enough. Like if
There
they were
we
like
go.
between
They were
$5,
$5 or a
if
nickel.
they were $5. If they were like between 15 and
If
20
Primus
bucks.
tickets were $6, I'd go to it.
God, here we go. If they're between like 15 and 20 bucks, I'd pick them up.
Switch games are
Which
too
is
expensive.
15 to $20 is sensible. A lot of records sell for that.
Dude, you think like we
fuck
live in
outta
like
here.
1995? Like what year do you think this is?
Oh, get the fuck out of here. You're the cheapest motherfucker.
What are you talking about?
Get the fuck out of here.
Because I work at a store.
Yeah, prior to you working to a store, you would not buy a record that was more than $20. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but then I buy an
Go home.
85-inch
Get the fuck outta
TV.
here.
Like, then I buy a foosball table or a
Yeah,
pool
'cause
table or a
stupid.
golf cart or an
'Cause you're
RC car.
You're dumb.
Please.
Through being cool though. No, it's a good record. Like I really don't have that many bad things to say about it.
It's a killer record.
It's clear. It's a really good record. It's of its time, but that's what gives it a lot of its charm. I really, really do like this record. It's cool. It's a solid record. Also, it's fucking wild. The record, I think it was the record release show. Let me double check. Yeah.
Triple check.
The record release show for this record, they played with Get Up Kids at the Drive-In in Midtown. That's fucking insane. That was the record release show.
That sounds about right, yeah.
These 4 bands. I mean, this is like right before At the Drive-In fucking blew up. Probably like a month before At the Drive-In blew up. And Get Up Kids, they were in the early stages. Midtown, I mean, I don't really care for them too much. But, yeah, it's just, can you fucking imagine that? I don't know. I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. But banger, third engine, mid-tempo kind of jam, really big chorus.
Crazy.
Kind of a ballad, I get it. But, I guess I'm a ballad man.
You 100% are a ballad man, which is going to make talking about the album of the week even more fucking insane.
Guitar riffage, killer. Bass lines are great on this song too. Stinker is Rock's Tonic Juice music. Just super cheesy pop punk. I don't care. So through being cool is my number 3.
So you don't have All Star Me on your my perfect fucking playlist, which is stupid. The opener to this is a fucking banger. Absolute banger. So I don't know where you're. I don't even know. My number 2 is Through Being Cool. Are we on number 2? Yeah, we're number 2. Dude, killer record for this era, for this scene. This really was influential in helping like to define this genre and this scene. The emo side of punk like already existed, but these guys really made sure like their origin showed. They really let you know like, hey, we started out as a hardcore band, but we don't want to be that anymore. And here is a transition into being Stay What You Are, which is what they truly want to be, that's why my number 1, I think, whatever. We'll get into that in my record wrap up later on. I'm like, you don't have to be groundbreaking or revolutionary to be influential to musicians around you. It's just good fucking hearty emo pop punk. Like there's nothing like wrong with that. This is not like a perfect record. This is nothing more than that, but it is really influential. And you hear bands like Taking Back Sunday talk about Saves the Day, talk about like, oh yeah, even like the Get Up Kids and like the Get Up Kids you talked about 1999, like Vagrant Records like blew up because Something to Write Home About blew up by the Get Up Kids. It's like 1999 was a weird era for music because like we had not had like, like over the top worldwide At the Drive-In with Relationship, and like had Relationship come out a little bit later too. Like that probably would have been a better option for them, or a little bit earlier. That was just a hard time for them to drop that one. I don't know. Vast Spoils of America. Dude, this song is so fucking good. It's so rad. It's just them doing hardcore punk with nasally pop punk shit. Absolute banger. But like Hollyhawks too. It's fine. I don't hate this song. The only reason I put it here is because I don't like the background harms. I think they're too much. We don't need them. We don't need them here. I think they hurt rather than help. But I always forget about this song. This is my most forgotten.
Yeah,
Forgotten.
Forgetted song.
This is my most forgetted song on Through Being Cool.
Most forgetted song.
I forgetted this one the most.
All right.
Here we go, baby. Let's
That's your
see
number
it.
2.
Let's see if you're going to be true and not say Can't Slow Down, or let's see if you just like going to pretend like Can't Slow Down was your number 2.
My number 2, Sound the Alarm.
That's what I thought.
5th record
Can't Slow
from
Down to be
2006.
number 1, of course.
Would you rather me have said Sound the Alarm? You would have.
You were done either way. You were done either way.
Had I said Sound the Alarm was my number 1, you would have had the biggest fucking meltdown in the world.
Right when you said like the
one.
album of the week was number 6, you were done. That was it.
No, it was number 8. It was not number 6. It was number 8.
Oh my God, you were done. That's so stupid.
So Sound the Alarm, the first in the trilogy of albums about self discovery. This is this came after the failure of the album In Reverie. They just Chris Conley was just devastated after that. I mean, they were just, he was bummed, super fucking bummed. They didn't have a label at that point. They ended up I think it was during the In Reverie, they had started, or Chris Conley had started building his own studio, and that's where they recorded this whole record, was in that studio. Everything was self-funded, and they barely had any money. They put everything out on the line. They lost like a lot of shit making this record, and but it made for a great songs.
It's
also
fine,
Steve Evatt came back for this record, who did the first couple records as well, to produce it. And I don't know. It's honestly, this is probably like their most aggressive record they've ever put out. There's some like truly kind of hardcore moments on this record. Like,
it's dark.
Yeah, the end. That's my banger. This is a super punk song, super snotty vocals, killer fucking bass line. The halftime bridge is fucking rad. It kind of drops into a pop punk thing in the bridge, but it still keeps that aggressiveness to it. I think this is just a great record all around. And honestly, I would get this record. I would definitely get this record. This is a cool album, man. Sound the Alarm is cool. I get it. It doesn't sound like any of their other records, but that's what I like about it, because I don't really like pop punk that much.
But it does sound like all their other records.
But it doesn't, though, because it has a bite to it. It has a little bit of aggressiveness.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't at all.
Sound the Alarm does.
This is not as heavy as 9. What are you talking about? This is not as heavy as 9.
It's heavier than 9.
This is not as fast or as aggressive as their first record.
But there's a nice blend. It's a good blend of their most aggressive stuff and their pop punk stuff. It's a great fucking blend of it. But in that, they've also put out some of their most aggressive stuff on this record as well. It's fucking fantastic. It's a great record.
Nah.
It's a great. I enjoyed this one.
They do aggressive stuff on all their records. You're picking this one out for no fucking reason.
They do some aggressive records, but this one was the only one that really caught my ear and made me think, wow, this would be cool. This is like when we did Census Fail years ago, and we listened to those two records where the two guitarists were those were the only two albums they ever played on, and those two records were their best records, like Renacer and forgot the other one. But anyway, yeah, it just. I
think whenever you listen to music, if there's a song that all of a sudden just has like even a moment of a breakdown or even a moment of like a thrash riff,
yeah.
For now, like that entire record is now great, because that one teeny tiny part, even though the rest of the record could suck, but that one little fucking part, because dude, that's silly. Sound the Alarm is not their heaviest. It's not their heaviest. 9 was darker. 9 was darker than this one. 9 was heavier.
It's one thing to be darker and
no.
It's one thing to be darker and more emo, but just the overall feel and just the tone of this record was just different.
But this is the first time you hear Chris be fucking so annoying vocally.
But once again, I didn't think his vocals were that annoying on record.
That's crazy.
Once again, I've never seen him live, so I think you still have this thing in your brain where just because you've seen them live and they were terrible, that's just spoiled.
But I saw him twice before that, and I fucking loved him. And
okay, but that one time,
I saw him for the tour when they released this one.
The one time spoiled your entire
because I stopped listening to them after In Reverie because he sings annoying, and that's when I stopped listening to them, and I only went to that show because I Am the Avalanche and bass I was playing. I was like, let's stay for Saves a Day, because I used to like them. It's like, nope, I still fucking hate them. So I've been disliking this band since like 2003. Okay, buddy boy,
fine.
Don't just say one thing. Okay, buddy boy.
But once again, you have this nostalgia for their first 3 records, specifically the album of the week. So anything for anything that doesn't sound like the album of the week, it's all stupid. They're dumb. They don't know how to do anything. Chris Conley's a fucking shit singer. He's too whiny. Get the fuck out of here. You fucking listen to Tom DeLonge. Get the fuck out of here with your whiny
No,
shit.
I like him being whiny. I think he's a perfect amount of whine. And I love Dashboard. I'm making fun of you because I don't think I think you just listen to all, maybe like you did like the thing here where you listen to all of them in the one day and like they just kind of like blended together and you couldn't like really pick them apart.
See, okay.
Because that's silly boy to say. That's silly boy to say that like Sound the Alarm is the heaviest thing they've ever done. Like, no, dude. Every record has like heavy parts to it. Every record, like even like I said, 9 is like their darkest record. There were heavy parts to that. Like that's a silly boy talk.
So I would normally agree with you. I would normally agree with you. Yeah, listening to so many records in one day.
I even said like you're already on the second to
much.
last. Remember I said that to you today?
No, you did. But that's what I was pleasantly surprised about when I listened to these records today. That there was enough from each record that I was able to differentiate them from. You know what I mean? I didn't even say that right. But there was enough there in each record. There was enough there in each record where I was able to really kind of understand how each one sits in their discography and pick out what I like and don't like about each record. Like it wasn't like when we did Bad Religion. Bad Religion are a great fucking band, but we all know so many of their records sound very similar to each other. So some of it just blends together. You know, AFI, one of my favorite bands. Very proud of you when you listen to that record. The second half of that record could be gone from the record. Nobody needs it. And
what about Kiss?
Kiss, the same way too, man. But also with Kiss, I was listening to, you and I were both listening to like 7 records a day from Kiss. So listening to 7 new records from Saves the Day today is not that crazy. It's not that crazy of a concept. We do this all the fucking time. I hate Kiss. Kiss are terrible for the most part. Some good guitar players here and there, but not very good. Anyway, Sound the Alarm. Stinker is Shattered. Kind of a mid-tempo post-hardcore thing. Almost like they were trying to do a little bit of a Fugazi thing. Still kind of cool, but my stinker on the record. So, Sound the Alarm, my number 2.
That's something.
What do you got for number 1?
Your rankings like going like type in like just fucking Sage the Day records ranked Reddit, and then you go in there and there's that one person that has and like everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Like, do you what? Like, that's like your rankings. Okay. My number one is
this is why we've been getting negative reviews and comments. Are people like, you guys are insufferable. You guys don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Insufferable. He said this. And I don't agree with that.
and you're being one of those guys right now.
Butt wipe.
You're being one of those guys right now because you have this.
I wish that guy would come on here, and that way I can tell him the same thing. Stop being a fucking butt wipe, and then move on. The album of the week is my number 1. You fuck.
The album of the week is number 1. Okay, that's fine. You okay over there?
Yeah, it's fucking limey ass beer right here. I go fuck.
All right, my number 1 is
lime, like a real lime, not a slang for what is that? Germans or British people? I think limey's a British person thing.
So my number 1 is Can't Slow Down, first record from '98. These guys were in high school. They were in high school, senior year of high school. They recorded this whole record on their winter break from in when they were seniors in high school. Come on, man, that's fucking cool.
It is cool.
Just the whole story and the lore of that is cool.
Yeah.
And this record is a good good punk record with some pop thrown in there. Like, just, it's not a pop punk record, but there's some great fucking melodies all throughout this. It's fast, it's fun, it's catchy. It's a good record. I would get this on vinyl. This is cool, man. This is a cool record. I don't think it's like one of the greatest records ever made, but it's a cool record. It certainly is a cool record. I enjoyed this one a lot.
I'm looking at your. Oh, you put okay. So Handsome Boy, you're deciding is going to be your banger.
Yeah, Handsome Boy is my banger.
Good
Stop and goes. Tempo changes at the drop of a hat. Some good gang vocals on this one too. Great fucking song. I really like this one. Yeah, I made it on my playlist. I don't care. A song that's not necessarily a banger, but something I wanted to talk about was the song 10 Feet Tall. This is Taking Back Sunday. This is the song Timberwolves in New Jersey. That's what this song is. The cadence of his vocal delivery, the music, it's straight up that song right there. And I know this song came out before that Taking Back Sunday song did. So TBS stole it.
Like they didn't steal them though, because I swear, like when we're talking about Taking Back Sunday, like I read things where they all said like, yeah, dude, Sage fucking rips. Like their first record inspired us. Like we listened to that, we went to their shows, and then we did our own thing. So it's not like ripping off or taking. Like they're all from the same fucking area. They're all from the same scene.
I know.
And like, Long Island and Jersey aren't the same thing, but like, dude, they're fucking so close.
I know. So anyway, yeah. I think this is it's a good punk record. It's a good short punk record. I think it's like 31 minutes long. It's good. I enjoyed this one. Stinker, 3 Miles Down, the all acoustic track. It's not really that bad, but it's just cheesy as hell. But whatever.
That was my kind of stinker too.
Yeah. So
have you heard that song by Afrojack called 10 Feet Tall? I'm sure you have.
Maybe, probably. I mean, I know of Afrojack, and I know I've heard some of his songs, but
it better be on your playlist. That song's so fucking good.
On what playlist? The Afrojack song?
No, on whatever your party playlist that you have, where you add like all the
the
Black
pop,
Eyed Peas stuff. Yeah,
my pop playlist. To that, my pop playlist is like perfect.
there's some holes,
You
but
know it's good. You know it's
not.
fucking
There's
good.
there's like sometimes you like an artist and like boom, you get too much of them down there, which I get. We get a little excited. But yeah, you should. I'm gonna look at your playlist right now.
Anyway, I'm good. I'm done. I'm done with Can't Slow Down. That's my number one. So yeah, go listen to the main episode. We get into what's the album of the week? I forgot. I always forget the name of it.
Stay what you are.
Stay what you are. That's what we're getting into. Pop disaster season on the podcast. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars if you're watching on YouTube. Smash that subscribe button, and that's it. That's all. I had nothing.